How's it going, guys? Welcome to Audio Addiction. We have Shower Beers with us tonight, and he can say his name and what he does in the band.
What's up? I'm Chris. I'm the singer, guitarist, and kind of lead right now of Shower Beers. But Brandon, what's up, man? Thank you
Th-
for taking the time.
No problem. I want to give a shout out to Tyler at Don't Blink Media. Tyler, big salutes. Love you. But I'm very stoked
He's
to
been
have.
great, man. We've been having a blast. Yeah, he's good
Yeah,
people.
good people. Love Tyler. But I've also been having a blast listening to Shower Beers. I got out of the gym and I was like rushing to get some food, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put on some Shower Beers so I can be more acquainted with it. And let me just tell you, it was a great experience. So I would highly recommend everybody go check them out. I'll leave links in the description, of course. Um, but I took a listen to, I would say, the entire the pregame properly EP, which is four
Yeah,
tracks and it's 12 minutes roughly. So I feel like you got time for 12 minutes, I would argue, and it's
yeah.
all fun stuff. So I feel like you should do that. And then, as well as that, I listened to your newest song, which is "One More Shot" featuring So So. So I feel like I'm caught up. There might be some ones that I'm outlying ones that I might be missing, but I would say right around 80-90%. I think I've got most of the songs.
Oh, yeah. You got it. You got it. So, Shower Beers kind of started in November of 2022.
Nice.
That's when we released the first track off of our first EP, the pregame properly EP. And yeah, we're talking right now the beginning of the rollout of our second EP,
Woo.
Miracle on 34th and 3rd. Yeah, so we're just rolling. We're releasing music, having fun with it, and just seeing where it goes.
Yeah, I did read up that you started this project pandemic time. Had you been in projects
Yeah,
prior to this, Chris, or is this your kind of first go at it?
yeah, yeah. So I was in a band in high school.
Okay.
I'm from New Jersey, like the Shore area. So
Same.
when I was
Also
in a
from New
band,
Jersey. So,
oh yeah, where at?
well, I don't live in Jersey anymore. I'm now a Pennsylvanian, but I used
Oh,
to
cool.
live in Bordentown, which is
Okay.
right up by Trenton. You know.
Got it. Okay, yeah. I'm at the top of the shore. I was born I was born in Staten Island, but I lived in Middletown growing up,
Nice. Okay.
which is by Sea Bright and everything. Uh, yeah, so I was in a band then. The scene we were running in at the time was great. It was like us. The years gone by where it was a big
Yeah.
band. Guys like the Stars, the Call Out. Like it was a ton of fun. But we went to college, right? And I've always had this idea, like I wanted to get back into it. So COVID started. I was in a good place in my career. I had the capital, and I was like, like screw it. Like this is all putting it kind of into perspective. Like I've got these songs in my head. Let's go back and do the damn thing. Machine Gun Kelly just came out with
Yeah.
Tickets to My Downfall. Like I don't care what you think about it. It put the genre kind of back in the forefront. So I was like, hell yeah, brother, let's rock. And that's so that in that closet down in Delaware, where I was kind of holding up during COVID, the first couple of Shower Beer songs came into fruition, and it's just been a lot of fun since then.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like to me, listening through the pregame properly EP, I basically got like the nostalgia wave come in. It was like I felt
Yeah,
like I was listening to Blink 182 in terms of the crassness, which is not a bad thing. I think a lot of times people are like, "Oh man,
yeah,
Chris isn't taken seriously," but I also kind of like that it's just fun. Like you got to have bands that take it very seriously. I respect it, and I'm not saying Chris doesn't take things seriously because it seems like he does certainly, but I think lyric wise, it's fun. It's just goofy, and I'm
yeah.
all about that
That's
sort
what
of
we're
stuff.
going for. That's exactly it, right? I had a lot of fun growing up with bands like that. Blink did it right, but Bowling for Soup, folks like
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
So it's just we're not recreating the wheel here. We're just trying to do something that people enjoy, and so far the response has been good. So we're just going to keep that up.
Yeah, I also feel like you pull a lot from the easy core genre. So bands that I feel like if you like these bands, then you're probably gonna like Chris's project Sour Beers. But the three that I picked were Blink 182 in terms of pop punk sound, but also kind of
Hmm.
again the fun atmosphere. Set Your Goals was another one that I was like, okay, he's kind of
Yeah,
got a little bit more of that easy core fun drivey stuff that I was like, okay, I'm about it. And then like again, kind of in the same kind of realm sort of is like a neck deep, where I feel like again like
Yeah.
more of like the STFU kind of like one of the songs that are a little bit more like crass, a little bit more like in your face and don't ask for apologies. That's what I feel like you kind of just nail super well.
Yeah.
And
I
I love that.
appreciate that. That's it. Yeah, it's nothing crazy. We, what I want to put out there is well produced, catchy, big choruses, big riffs.
Hmm.
Let's have fun. Throw in the punk black beat. I don't care, like and it's gotten a good response. So if people like it, we'll keep it going because I like it, and that's the first thing you got to ask yourself when you're making music, right?
Sure, yeah. I feel like, and I could tell you're having a good time, which is like the most important thing that I would argue for any band is like, if I can tell listening to your music that you're not like having a good time, it's probably not the best case scenario if I have to argue. Um, but I did listen to One More Shot, which is like the newest single that came out.
Hmm.
How did you go about getting the feature for So So? Because I did read up that he or she is from Australia. So
Yeah,
how did that kind of formulate? I'm always curious on how
yeah.
bands get features in that way. So that must have been
Oh,
fun
totally.
dealing with time differences.
Yeah. So I really like the collaborative nature of music, right? And
Hmm.
for a couple of reasons. One, every song on this EP coming out has a feature.
Oh,
That
sick.
was something I was very purposeful about. Uh, so every track we release is going to have somebody else new. It's going to be somebody that I've really enjoyed. So that is a little self-serving. That's a little validating because it's like I like these guys, and now I reach out. I'm like, yo, do you want to show up at this track with me? And they're like, yeah. So that's just like cool, even having the relationship.
Sure, yeah.
If I wasn't out making music, it'd be tougher to chat with these folks. But music is a really easy thing to talk to people about. Um, uh, Admittedly, like I do a lot in the band, so like it's kind of my project, kind of like
Sure,
a youth
yeah.
fountain thing going. I do have individuals that I work with all the time, but we're kind of spread out. So what shower beers is live versus what shower beers in the studio could always change, but I'm kind of a constant.
Mhm.
Uh, so I do a lot in the studio. I'll do guitar, I'll do bass, whatever, and I'll do all the vocals and everything. I'm I'm very, very self-critical of myself in the
Sure.
studio, specifically with my voice. So this was a really awesome thing for me mentally in the studio, knowing that I had all the support of these incredibly talented vocalists around me. They're like, okay, like they're going to break it up. They're going to add their new texture. They're going to bring something different to the song. They're going to make it interesting for the listener. That took a bit of a weight off my shoulder. So that was the reason why I was into it.
Mhm.
Everybody came across differently. So in particular was great because I was chatting with Doug from Cohill. He's a
Oh, yeah, shout out to
project
Doug.
from Canada. Yeah,
Love
shout out
Doug.
to Doug. And we were just chatting about it. And I was like, yeah, I have features for 3 of the songs, but like I'm trying to find one more. He's like, have you considered chatting with the guys in So So? And I was like, I really like them. I picked up on them during COVID, and they've got such cool like zany music. They're doing great in the Australian scene. They're super buttoned up. Like they have a whole identity. They're fantastic. He's like, I'm boys with them. Let me reach out.
Sure, yeah.
I'll send the demo. So he kind of brokered that. So in a couple of interviews that I've done for this, I always make sure to give Doug a shout out because
Love Doug.
beyond this, man, he puts on for the scene. Like he's always trying to help smaller bands. He's cultivating playlists. He's you know being on Reddit. He's being active in the community, and it's people like that who keep this sort of thing working for everybody. So
Yeah.
he's an absolute saint. But yeah, so he gave the intro. Reese is the singer, and he's kind of the guy I was chatting with. And he's like, "Hell yeah, brother! Like the song's good, easy for us to hop on. Like we got the studio here, so we just chatted with my producer and made it work. And it's such a cool flavor. His voice is so unique." So you can really tell when it's me, him, me. It's fun. I joke it's a little international bop watching the analytics flow, and it's just like Sydney, New York, Brooklyn, Melbourne. It's funny. It's funny.
It is really cool. Like I did, like I said, I kind of read up on it, and I didn't know who So So was prior to listening to the
Hmm.
song, and so for me, it was like, okay, now I have a group to check out because it's like, wow, I've never heard of this group before, and now I need to go give them a listen. So I think for
Yeah,
myself, that is a cool gateway into, uh, I guess, different fandoms of like music, and so
yeah.
hopefully. Again, it pulls people that are from Australia. They're like, "Oh, I've never heard of Shower Beers," and then people are like, "Oh, I've never heard of So So. That's great. Now I can go check out their
That's the
project."
whole bit.
Yeah,
That's it, right? And it's nice because they are big in Australia. They definitely have a bigger fan base than Shower Beers. But we come to them with a fully produced product. Like it's just like, yo, do you want to jump on this piece of content that's going to be cool? And they're like, yeah. And like in exchange, obviously, like you'll get a little exposure in Australia, which is fantastic. But like it just helps. It's people helping people, and the
yeah.
end result is a song. And what's better than that? What business is better than that, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I say all the time. Is like it's such a cool thing, and like very similarly to just getting emails about projects. Like it's I'm often like shocked that people would like get back to me and be like, yeah, this seems great. Let's do it. Like I feel like I get stoked about it, so I can only imagine like people doing like guest features or doing all that sort of stuff is just like, man, that must be like the icing on the cake of being like, wow, like
It's
I've
so fun.
appreciated. Yeah. So
It's
very
so fun.
very cool, Chris. I don't know if you want to. I mean, obviously, I don't want to force you to divulge who you have coming up, certainly. But in terms of like variety, did you kind of go into it with the mindset of trying to find people that were maybe a little bit like outside of the pop punk genre, or
I
just curious?
no. It's folks that I like, and I'll tell you, I'm not outright telling folks, but like if they're listening to our podcast, they deserve to know. So, uh, so yeah, it's a bunch of individuals that I've always enjoyed listening to. I was very purposeful. I was like, I want to make sure they don't sound like me. I want unique voices
Sure,
on
sure, sure.
the EP. So we got Maggie from Glimmers.
Nice.
She'll be on a track. Um, we got the guys from We Demand Parachutes. They're
Yep.
based in Boston. They're
Nice.
fantastic. Love them. Kevin actually came to the studio, which was nice. Everybody else was
Oh,
remote, but he was like,
very
"Yo,
sick.
I'll drive down." Like, 'cause we recorded in New Jersey, so he came down one day. That was fun. And then the boys in Out of Time down in Florida
Oh, nice.
are on the last track. So definitely super unique voices, which I think is great. I listen to the EP myself. It's on my iTunes when I go for runs and stuff. I'm just like, yeah, hell yeah, brother. But we'll be rolling it out over the next couple of months. But everything is so unique, and I'm really happy with the way that turned out. So the collab feature, it's so important now. I think it's so fun with you know meeting new people, but then it's so necessary with how like algorithmically driven the scene is now, and
Oh yeah.
stupid stuff like that. So it's a nice way to kind of traverse that. Um, and I definitely am going to be interested in that going forward as I continue to write future EPs and albums and whatnot.
Yeah, I think it's building bridges. That's like kind of what I've realized recently is like when you have those types of projects where you would want them to like meet up in that way, it's like why don't we just we're bands, like why don't we just do a song together, right? And it's just like
Yeah,
it's crazy that that's like the last thing that I would argue most bands think about, but it's just like why not just do why not just do it? It's crazy. I mean, obviously if time
yeah,
permits certainly, but is like yeah, I feel like that's the most obvious answer, but it's like it costs money, it costs all this time and stuff like that. So I
yeah.
mean, it is very nice to like again hear who's going to be coming up like out of time. I've had on shout outs to the boys. Maggie I've had on forever
Hmm.
ago. Hopefully fingers crossed she'll be coming back on again soon, and Glimmers. um but it's just like that's so like I think that's so important to the scene, and like obviously you mentioned Doug, but I feel like he has like a similar lane in the like post-hardcore like
Yeah,
metalcore thing where he's like again he has a bunch of tunes where he's writing and is like not doing any singing, but he's like I need vocalists, so what am I going to do?
yeah.
And it works out. So who
We
knows?
chat about it all the time. It's great. I mean, some folks obviously are a bit more they keep their brand a little closer to their
Sure, sure,
chest. And
sure.
like obviously the shower beers brand that I put out there, it might not jive with some folks. So like no, I don't get upset at it at all. Like it is what it is. It's all good. But for the most part, man, you hit them with a good song, it's a good song. And that's all you can ask for.
can't argue with a good song, but I'll do my pitch for you, Chris. I'm hoping that Doug, you got get Chris on a song. What the hell's wrong with you, man? Come on, listen, we're homies, man. You know, do me a favor, do me a solid. You know, that's what I want to hear. So
I'm looking forward to that as the EP comes out. I think that we're having a great response already to this one track. So by the time the rest of them come out, I think Shower Breeze is going to be in a good place. And that's the first thing I want to do. I love hearing bands like through Reddit or whatever. And I do have the setup and I have everything prepared that like if other bands start needing features that are smaller than Shower Breeze or whatever, like if you send a track and it's electric, I'm on that bitch. Like I'm in. And you know, we'll make it great, and we'll get it out there because music's music, and yeah. But no, that would be fun. I've thought about that for sure.
I got you, Chris.
If Doug is writing, I'm around.
I'll make
He
sure.
knows.
He knows.
He's aware.
I'll throw you a line, Chris. I got you. But that's really cool, and I appreciate the fact that you would want to merge those kind of worlds, right? Like I think it's very easy to get caught in that like bubble of being like, this is my, like you said, your brand, your thing. Like I kind of get the same
Mhm.
way, but like also at the end of the day, it's like we're all fighting for the same thing, you know, reactors, people who interview, do all that sort of stuff. Like, you know, everybody's kind of biting at the same cloth, you know, essentially. So, but I also want to give a shout outs to Sam. I did tell Chris that we used to be college friend. I mean, we still are friends, but like we met in college. So she did a great interview. You can check the link in the description. You can go check it out if you
Yeah, I
so
think that was
please.
like that. That was one of my first ones, I think, and uh, they're great. They're so fun. So yeah, I appreciate them for taking a chance on. Just like I think I just cold emailed them. I was like, "Yo, I like your show. Can we hop on?"
I
They're
love
like,
that.
"Interesting name. Let's
Yeah.
chat." So that was fun.
I will say that I also thought the same thing because Tyler like messaged me and he was like, "Do you want to have
Uh,
shower beers on?" And I was like, "Well, I'm like this. It really doesn't fly with my mo because I'm like straight edge, so that would be probably the last thing I would have in a shower." But I respect the vision. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's not about. I feel like not really about the naming conventions, about the music. And if I'm like the music's great, so it's just kind of like I kind of attribute it similarly to like Bill Murray, right? Like he
yeah,
has like a goofy name, but like his music's fantastic. And most people are like, "You mean the actor?" I'm like, "No, no, no, the artist." And
dude, I love Bill Murray, man. He's crushing it. He does the same thing. He always brings on such cool people. He's how I learned about Knox, who's
oh
killing
yeah,
it now. Like the
yeah, Knox
dude,
is doing great. Yeah,
he's great. He's great.
shout outs to Bill Murray, Johnny, the boy, love him.
Hell
But
yeah, brother.
next question, Chris. I think you kind of answered it a little bit, but I wanted to know when you got started out writing
Mhm.
music, getting into music, who was kind of like the first person that you looked towards, like as an influence early on? Like, you know, you either saw him on TV or on YouTube or heard it on the radio. Was there any specific
Oh,
band that you can
like
think of?
at the very beginning of just
Just like when you,
how I
yeah,
started music.
correct, yeah.
Uh, oh yeah, so I was really into like hair metal, so Motley Crue.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, Iron Maiden. I remember because I was at the tail end of CDs. I think when I was in middle school or elementary school. I'm pretty confident. So I remember going to like Best Buy and it was cheaper to buy a compilation album than it was individual albums to like get all the best songs. So
I
I would
got
buy
you.
like,
Yeah.
you know, the live Iron Maiden album or like, you know, the Red, White and Crew compilation or the Best of Both Worlds by Van Halen. So I was super into the hair metal stuff for sure when I was a kid. And then, you know, how I got into the pop punk thing, man, I don't know. It was Sugar Were Going Down, got that off of LimeWire
Oh,
or something.
yeah.
And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, oh, this is okay. But I had to, you know, at the time, I think I was like in sixth or seventh grade. So I was like, can't let anybody know I'm listening to this. Like, that's lame. But by I think sophomore year, I had joined a band, and that's what we were doing, and it was fun. And you know, we got the X's on the hands, and we were hanging out at the VFWs and hanging
Oh,
around Red Bank,
yeah.
New Jersey, just doing stuff. It was good. So yeah, to start off, it was metal. How I got into the pop punk thing, I just think it was accessible for 16-year-olds to write the music, right? If I just keep ripping off Blink 182, like eventually I'll get something. So
I don't think you're.
I still am.
I
You
don't think
you
you
listen
are.
to the first EP? No, no. I won't. I mean, it's a joke, but like, and I kind of am a little bit. I definitely learn a lot from them, but I always joke. It's like, it's either I ripped off 4 Years Strong or I ripped off Blink-182. But either way, you're gonna have a good time. So
I think it's like I think it takes the spirit of Blink 182. Like if I really had to
yeah,
kind of pinpoint it, I'm like I get it. Like I again I'm 30, so like I got called pretty ancient in like an up and coming video I posted
yeah,
recently, but like it's fine. Like I'm okay with it. But I find it funny that like that how people find out about music and how specifically like if you get into the alt scene, it's like My Chemical Romance, Fall Out Boy, Blink 182, like Sum 41, like, and these are all great. Don't get me wrong, these are all
yeah.
great bands, but it's just funny how like everybody's like locked into that like specific set of time. Again, great music, still great music, but it's
Well,
crazy
it
to
was so
me.
popular. It was so interesting. Like the fact that the record labels and the industry were like, yeah, let's punch this out, dude. Let's do this. And it hit. And it was, I mean, you're seeing it now. The nostalgia uh buyback into the scene is just like insane.
Oh
It's
yeah,
so popular. And you think, like I said hair metal, right? Well, that lasted for what, 9 years? This
yeah.
genre's been alive since the early to mid 90s. Like that's insane. You haven't seen a rock genre live that long as kind of the pop punk
Yeah,
umbrella
yeah.
has. And I get why it's accessible, it's easy, it's fun, but I mean there's something there. There's a reason. So
Yeah, and I mean, I will agree, piggyback on a point you made earlier about like I am not an MGK stan by any means, but I will say I agree with your sentiment that like again, not to say that pop punk died out, but I would say that a lot more people that like popular or mainstream things are
mhm.
like, oh, what's this pop punk thing? And then like you got like other artists like Young Blood moving more into like the pop punk territory, like Black Bears and other artists. Like they
Yeah,
all kind of converted into that like alt thing for like a hot second. So I feel like some of those people that were like, I've always wanted to listen to alt music and just like never really like
yeah,
found it, like eventually jumped in and now either they are converted and they're alt kids now or they're not, and that's fine, whatever. But you
yeah.
know, it is a good thing.
Whatever makes you have fun and gets you into what you're into, man. Hell yeah.
I hope it just brings more people to shows. That's what I think. That's I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Again, that's my larger picture thing. Is that I hope that it brings more people to the scene because like I have a lot of love for it. I mean, I've been going to shows since like 2011, 2010, something like that. So I mean, I'm old, so I feel like I know what it's like. So been down in the trenches, but the next question I have for you, Chris, is for people who haven't checked out Shower Beers before, and this may be the
Yeah.
first time that they listen to you. What song would you recommend to a new listener to check out first to give them an idea of what you do?
I think it's got to be the newest. I chose One More Shot as the lead
Ooh,
single off the
okay.
new EP because I think it is just the perfect encapsulation of what Shower Beers is. Um, and I'll say, there are better choruses on the EP. There's better bridges on the EP. There's better verses on the EP that will come out in time. But One More Shot just does it all together, I think the best. And it's just like this is what this band is. It's a big stupid drum beat that we probably stole from Fall Out Boy. It's a fat electric riff. It's another riff on top of that. It's we got callbacks, we got gang vocals, we have this call and response thing. We've got blast beats, we got ska beats, we got Sopranos references. We're calling out Blink 182 and bridges. Like it's everything that I it's everything that I wanted the band to kind of represent in a tight 3-minute package. So, like, yeah, if you want to know what the band's about, that's the one to listen to. So that's why I'm super proud that's the lead off single.
Yeah, no, I would also agree as well. I feel like it's you elevated so much from like the pregame properly EP to this new song,
Mhm.
One More Shot with So So. I like because even going from the newest song to old, I was like, I feel like when I was listening to it, I was just like, man, Chris picked up on some things that he's like, okay, this is what I did in the EP, but like, how can I elevate this more? How can I make this more
Yeah.
catchy? How can I make this hit more? That like
Mhm.
ska section, I was like basically in my car and I said, what the fuck, like out loud in my car. But I was like, so like, I was so shocked by it because I think it was like something unexpected and it was like very
Yeah.
fun. And like, I think that's kind of like the larger selling point of the song is that like it takes turns where you feel like you're like, okay, you start off the song, it's like very pop punky, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I know I'm getting into, but then like if you are that type of person that is like going to be a serial listener, you're like going through further, you're like, oh my god, there's so much other shit on this song that I didn't even
Yeah.
realize because I like made it past the 30-second threshold, you know? So like I would highly
Yeah. That's
recommend doing
the
it. Going through the
it's
whole thing.
it's it, I I love it. Yeah, you nailed it, man. Doing that first EP was great, and I learned so much about studio and everything. Uh, we did change producers, so like
Mm,
the song certainly sounds different that way. But you're right. Like I was way more comfortable in my DAW. I was way more comfortable with like the supporting features of the song. Like where am I throwing in callbacks? Like how am I utilizing what's going down in synthland? Like stuff like that.
yeah.
And yeah, I think it shows. And just that cotton candy sweetness always punch you in the face. You don't know what's going to happen. Like that was
Mhm.
very purposeful, and I'm glad it came together. Maybe a little ham-fisted at times, but I think that's charming. I hope it's charming.
I think it's charming, like, cause again, I kind of went about it where I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna expect. What is shower beers? That was like the
Yeah.
question I asked myself, and I think that One More Shot was like probably the best song I could have listened to because it's like, oh, I'm like, I get it, you know. And then like listening back and listening to the pregame properly EP, I was like, this is good, but like I think what I'm gonna be hearing on the upcoming EP in
Hmm.
2024, like I'm like, okay, this makes me excited because you've already laid the groundwork for people in that first EP. But then, like,
Yeah.
if you're listening to it single by single, you're like, oh, okay, Chris is really kind of like taking the time, really put his put his hands in the studio and like really
Yep.
like really tried to do something different, but still kind of again keep that like shower beers essence, you know. So I
Yeah.
think it was a great song to start off with. So I'll leave a
Oh
link
man.
to his Spotify down in the description. Go give him some love. I'll go give him a follow. I've already done that already, but you should do it. So
Uh,
it's the only way to keep up,
you're
nowadays.
making me blush. You're making me blush,
I
man.
got you. I got you, Chris. Listen, I have to raise my guests up. That's really what happens
Yeah,
here. Is that
yeah.
I'm just a rizzer. I'm all about it. But
We're just here to leave. We're just here to create some positivity, but gets more positivity.
yeah, yeah. I think it's important. Like like you could easily just like you take a shit on a song and like if it's not for you, it's not for you.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. Like somebody else might enjoy it. Like if I'm not feeling it, I'll say I'm not feeling it. But I'm like maybe this song isn't for me. I don't know.
I'm
I
with
don't
you.
drink beers in the shower. But hey, listen, Chris got me going, so I'm good. Like maybe this is what it's like to feel like if I had beers in the shower.
Uh,
That's
don't worry, brother. I got enough for both of us, so like you don't have to worry about it. I'll handle that. We're good.
very cool. Well, the next question I have for you, Chris, is who are you listening to right now? What's on your Spotify? What have you been listening to lately?
Lately, it's been a ton of fun. I've been cultivating a playlist, so I hear a lot of smaller bands,
Nice.
and a couple of big ones that I would never hear about before. Um, High level, I've really enjoyed Beartooth's new album,
Ooh,
The
okay.
Surface. I think that's got some monster hooks, and I'm sure that Johnny had a hand in a little bit. Like some of that production sounds like something he would do. Obviously, him and Caleb are close, so I get it. Um, this kid Sean Fox, I think his name is, came across my release
Hmm.
radar literally last week, and he released an absolute heater of a song. I think it's under 10,000 streams. Really enjoy that. Um, I like the Jonas Brothers album. The
Oh,
album.
okay. Yeah. All right.
I,
I'm a
I
Jonas
think
Brothers
that's a
fan
fun
as
one.
well. Yeah, I feel that. Which is, I feel like a
Yeah,
surprise. Like you would look at us and you'd be like, this is not the core Jonas Brother fan base, right?
love it. Oh,
I'm
I'm
about it.
into it. One Direction, 5 Seconds of Summer, like that is my shit. Like I will go off for that. Yeah, I'm seeing State Champs. They're doing the shows in New York
Yes. Yeah,
in
yeah.
2 weeks, so I'm going to all three. So
Whew.
I'll be there. Like, yeah. So a lot of stuff. Whatever comes across. John Bellion just got nominated for Grammys on a couple of things he produced, and I want to get into those as well because I really enjoy what he does. So
Yeah, I feel that. I won't be going up to New York to go see State Champs, but I will be seeing State Champs in Las Vegas next year.
oh hell yeah, you're
My
going
friend
to
Jared, yeah, my friend Jared, shout outs, got me a ticket to When We Were Young Fest day 1,
tight.
so I'm excited. I couldn't be
A
more
lot of my
thrilled.
buddies love that. I haven't jumped on it, and I probably should, but everybody I've known who's gone has loved it.
I
So you're
haven't
gonna have a
gone. This is
blast.
my first year, so I think I'm excited. The only reason why I haven't pulled the trigger in previous years is just like not that I don't like it. I'm just like I have like a very limited amount of vacation time, and I'm like I don't want to
Mm.
go to Las Vegas and then have to fly back home immediately. Um,
Yeah, right.
so
That's a tough flight, dude.
that is a tough
Let me tell
flight.
you, it's a tough
so
flight.
so I feel like for me, it's like I really had to wind up picking a year where I feel like I couldn't miss it. And this was the year where like they're
This
doing
feels
full
good.
album playthroughs, they're doing like all of this crazy shit that I feel like they haven't done in previous years. And I was like, if I can get a ticket, I'll secure the bag and get a ticket. If I can't get a ticket, then it's like not meant to be. It's fine, I'll
Yeah.
be upset, but it is what it is. And yeah, shout outs to Jared. He was able to secure me one. So we're hoping next year if we can get another one of my friends is going. Hopefully, fingers crossed. We'll see. But I know I'm very excited for When We Were Young Fest. So if you are there, come say hello. I'll be walking around and sweating probably. So.
Yeah, you're gonna get your steps in. You're gonna come out so healthy, just
Oh,
like
dude.
cardio through the roof,
I know. I feel
totally
like it's gonna be.
exfoliated,
It's
just all
gonna
that
be
sweat.
like
You're gonna be.
I'm gonna be fucking like sunburnt. I'm gonna be sweaty. I'm gonna be like sand's gonna be all on me. It's gonna be
Good.
wild. So I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
just
not.
that coarse sand. You're
Oh
just gonna
yeah.
be so nice and
I mean,
smooth after
I'm
you're
gonna be
done.
exfoliated. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I'm so stoked. Um,
Uh,
Next question I have for you, Chris, is if you could pick
yeah.
a song to cover, what would it be?
You know what? This is so funny. I have been mulling around with this in my head for a while. Uh, this is such a deep cut. So, like I said earlier, this band, the years gone by, was big in my
Ooh,
scene, and some
yeah,
people like know of them. They
I
they were
do.
they were on Rise Records. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Well, they released an EP that had the song "For the Hopeless" on it that was kept in their record label like Purgatory, so it wasn't released onto like streaming platforms. I want to cover that song so badly just so I could stop listening to it on my Apple Music. Like I have it on iTunes
Holy
because like I
shit.
have the folder like bootlegged or whatever. I
Woo.
want it on streaming services. So that's always been a song. Like if I were to go into the studio and I might, dude, I'm a little behind on EP3. I wanted to have like a good amount of songs done by now. I only have like two. If I'm like getting to the end of EP2 release and I'm like I don't know when another song's gonna come out, I'm going in. I'm recording For the Hopeless for the years gone
Woo.
by. Which is I don't know, the hope to turn some people onto it. I think folks who listen to Shower Beers, if they don't know that band, will be like, oh, like this is cool. That's the answer. It's a
That
weird one, but
is
that's the answer.
no, that's great. I feel like that's a hella deep cut, and I love it because, like, I feel like in that era of Rise bands, there's like no one ever talks about like the like olden days of Rise.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Like, I feel like one
It was
band.
weird. I don't think it was good. I think bad stuff was going on, if I recall. I don't want
I
to I
don't.
don't want to speak incorrectly, but like
Yeah, I
something
mean,
was going on with those bands.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I feel like the other band that gets thrown under the bus all the time is like A Loss for Words. I love that band
Yeah.
so much. And like, they're a Rise band that I feel like just died out. They're just like, there is like a select amount of people that really love their music. And like, that was it. And like, they
Yeah.
like didn't play a lot. They didn't do like, it was very bad. So I don't want to like dog shit on Rise, but like,
Yeah, I don't
that
want to
air,
speak
that
where I'm incorrect, but I feel
that
like something's up.
era that era is a little tumultuous, so I'm gonna leave it at that. But yeah,
Leave it at that. Yeah.
there were some really great bands. But yeah, that would be great. I feel like that one I haven't heard that song in ages, but like I would love to. I
It's
would
tough
love
to
to hear it.
find.
It is tough to
And
find. Yeah.
it's funny, their producer, Mike Collegian, is the guy who masters all of Shower Beer stuff now.
Oh.
He mastered the new EP, and when I was
Nice.
in high school, my band went to him when he ran a studio. He runs just a mastering company now. Does great, but man, he had this studio. I think it was called 3030 Club Studio, like by Poughkeepsie, New York. I think it was out of a barn. It was electric. He was so good. He was so good at what he did, and it was so cheap for like these up and coming bands. But yeah, so he did that album. So it'd be funny to like hit him up, whatever it is now, 12 years later, be like, "Yo, remember this one?"
He's gonna be like, "Wow, this sounds really familiar." He's like, "Wait, this is actually what
He
it's on."
he's always funny when I hit him up. He's like, "Oh, like you're you again."
Oh, that's great. Shout outs to Mike. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That would
he's
be
good.
really
He's good.
cool. Well, guys, listen, if you have any suggestions for Chris other than that one, I feel like that one's got to be my pick. But if you have a good recommendation for Chris, drop them in the comments.
Yeah,
I can't
let me
guarantee
know.
Chris is going to do it, but, I feel like a
I'm
polite
around.
suggestion goes a
At
long
the
way.
very least, karaoke. Like I'm down with. I'll do it for karaoke.
He'll do it for
So
karaoke. You heard it here
at the
first.
very least,
At the very least, it may be a cover. That's, not guaranteed, but you could see it. You could see it. But
it's my only fan tears. It's like okay, like $5, I'll just do it on karaoke, but you got to pay a
ten
little bit more for
dollars
me to go to the
you have to
studio.
start feeding. Yeah, we're gonna tonight. Chris is starting the Patreon to get this all going for all of you. So look out for that. Link in the description if you want to go check that out. Next question I have for you, Chris, is another fun one. What is your favorite food to eat?
Oh, my favorite food to eat. I mean, I'm a New York City guy, dude. It's got to be a bacon, egg, and cheese from the
Oh,
bodega down the street, probably. Like, I could hit Tompkins Square bagels, and like that's great. My office is actually kind of by there, but there's nothing better than a greasy ass bacon, egg, and cheese from the bodega. Like, get me that every time. It will be that to me. That'll be it. It won't be the drinking. It won't be any of that. It's the bacon, egg, and cheese that are gonna get me.
it's the clogged arteries that will.
Yeah, right.
I feel
About to
that.
go crush a couple of miles tomorrow on my run. I'll be all right. I hope.
Fingers crossed. We'll knock
So
on wood for you.
my doctor disagrees. He's like, "You're
Your
not out
doctor,
running. All these bacon, egg, and cheese. You gotta cut it with the beef."
your doctor comments on my video. He's like, actually, Chris is not healthy. I didn't
I
want to
told
reveal
you.
his like health issues here, but
You cannot outwork all those bacon, egg, and cheeses,
yeah,
dude. Just cut
he's,
it.
yeah,
No,
running is
I'm
just not
messing
gonna get
around.
to
I'm
it.
all right. I'm pretty good with it. I live myself, but no, definitely bacon, egg, and cheese.
I feel you as someone who has been going to the gym for like a little over a year now. I feel that it's crazy. It's crazy how your mind changes. You're just like, man, like I was fighting the urge to just take a handful of Skittles today at my job because like there was just like a bowl of Skittles that they just had
It's the
out,
worst.
and
It's the worst.
I'm like, bro, I don't need this. And then my brain's like, no, you want some of those Skittles, right? And I'm like,
Yo, you
I
don't need
can't.
it, but it'd be good.
It'd be good. Yeah. So I didn't do that, which is good. But then I was like, man, I'm really hungry. What am I gonna have for dinner tonight? So then I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to have some Taco Bell. So then I got Taco Bell, but I didn't get like the shit that's gonna like fuck you up. I got like the bowl.
No, no,
I
yeah,
got the bowl. I got the bowl.
they get a
The
bad rap.
combo.
You could do it all right at Taco Bell. Like that's
Yeah.
okay. You're safe space here, brother. I
It's a
get what you're
chicken.
saying.
Yo,
I
I
know.
got the chicken. We got like I think I probably got like 100 grams of protein today. So I'm
They get
feeling it.
macros.
I'm
They
feeling
get
it.
Taco Bell
I'm
macros.
feeling it.
I'm now we're really moving into shower beers territory. Some bro science. You go to the gym, get some Taco Bell. You'll be good. It's clean.
Yeah, it's clean. It's clean eating, man. Yeah, just do it. Yeah, no, I love that. It's crazy because
Uh,
like I always talk about bands like now in the reference of like if there's a heavy ass band, they are definitely going on my like workout playlist now. So
mhm.
I should just like have that playlist be public on my like Spotify now at
Do
this
it.
point
Yeah.
because like I feel like I need like local bands or bands that are upcoming. I'll make a workout playlist. You guys can
Do
check
it.
the
Do it. Yeah.
link in the
Those
description.
workout playlists are big for the genre too. So many of these songs are high BPMs, good for running. Like I've seen a lot of folks when you go through the discovered on section of Spotify, it's a lot of workout playlists. So it's not a bad thing to do.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Well, the next question I have for you, Chris, is obviously I know that your EP upcoming is going to have 4 great features on it, but
Yeah.
if you were to have another feature on an up and coming Shower Beers track, who would you love to have on? This is going to be split up 2 ways. One, is more feasible. Like, hey, you wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You know someone that you've
Yeah,
always wanted to have on, but like haven't really just asked outright.
yeah,
Now is the time to call them out and tell them like you would love to have them on a track. And then the second one is the like manifestation, like the one we're putting out there in the universe. I want to send
yeah.
all of my good juju there.
Yeah, totally. I'm going to ask Tubbs for
Ooh,
he doesn't know me that I don't think every now and then we chat on IG just like I compliment him. That's what it is. But I think he's so fucking good. Can I curse? I'm sorry,
yeah.
I did.
Oh, you're good.
Whatever.
It's all
Yeah,
good. I
we're
don't
on.
make shit here on YouTube,
He
so it's good.
he is so good at what he does. I think he should be so much bigger. I love his music, and it'd be awesome if he would hop on. And the new EP, like I've been I go to a bunch of like EDM, I go to a bunch of DJs and stuff in New York and everything. So it's getting a little that way. We're not straying too much, but like a couple of elements. So I'm hoping eventually a track will come along and like like this is what I want to like present him with. But he's great. So that's definitely top of my list. I love that dude. Um, but the the top the top artist I think probably Bowling for Soup.
Ooh,
2003 Grammy
okay.
nominated band Bowling for Soup.
Oh yeah.
Never
Oh yeah.
forget
Yeah.
that they were there. I just the energies like that. That's what I pull I pull a lot of energy from is Bowling for Soup. What they did, a lot of the songs they put out, they're catchy. They've got great riffs. They're fun, and I love them live. Their live albums are great. So I was talking to Jarrett on Instagram once because he's so nice. He'll respond to literally anybody.
That's
This
so
song,
amazing.
one more shot. He was the first person I sent it to, and I was like, "This is a long shot. Do you want to be on?" He's like, I'm so busy. I don't think I can even listen to it. I'm like, cool. Thank you for even responding. So
Yeah.
like,
Oh.
so that was nice of him. That was very chill. And So's great. So like, can't be mad. But like, obviously, Bowling was like Grammy nominated. So
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, Grammy nominated Jared from Bowling with Soup. I feel Bowling for Soup. I mean, yeah, come on, that would be amazing. Well, listen, we're gonna get another crack at it, Chris. Here, so it was Tubbs was the first artist you mentioned. Is that correct?
Cubs, yeah.
Okay,
CVDZ, yeah, but
Cubs.
Cubs,
Okay, Cubs,
Cubs, yeah. Oh,
guys.
listen, if you haven't heard of him, you're gonna love it. He's
I have
great.
not. I have to go. I'll go check him out. But
Yeah.
guys, listen. I need you to go first. I need you to go follow Shower Beers on Instagram. That's the first rule. Okay. No, rule number one. Rule number two is then I need you to tag Shower Beers, and I also need you to tag Cubs, and I also need you to tag Bowling for Soup, and then you need to post it on your story, and then type the word collab
Yeah.
question mark. And then, I've been a resident of the internet for 8 years, so I feel like, I have a little jurisdiction on saying this, but like, it's on the internet. It's probably real. So like,
Put it out there.
why not put it out there? Like why not?
Well, it was Oprah, right? Speak it and it becomes true.
Yeah,
Isn't
speak it
that
into
wasn't that her thing
existence.
for a bit?
Yeah.
So what a funny collab. That would be good.
I would be about it.
But
I'd
yeah,
be so
man,
on board.
let's
So
rock.
let's do it. And then,
Let's do it.
I'm gonna still call out Doug. Doug, come on, man. Get Chris on the track, man. Listen, this is you think I forgot, but I'm not gonna forget. I'm gonna keep saying it. So Doug, you hear me? I know. I know we're homies. We've been homies for a
The
long
point at the
time.
camera.
We've been homies
The
for a long
angry finger
time.
point.
Yeah. Come on, man. Do me a
Oh man, that's
solid.
funny.
Anyway, next question, Chris, is my personal favorite. I'm a huge nerd, so I love asking this.
Mm-hmm.
If you could be a video game character, who would you be?
Oh crap. Admittedly, I don't actually play too many video games.
Okay.
I have an N64 at the apartment.
Nice.
But I do have my emulator, so I do have every N64 game on there, so we're good. But beyond that, dude, I consider my DAW kind of the video game, right? Playing around with that. You know what? My answer, all right, it's going to be from the game Risk, and it's going to be South America because I have Risk on my phone. I play it all the time. That is my video game, I guess, and that's my strategy. Fuck Australia, and sorry, boys. Like I know we were just like hyping them up. It's a death sentence. All right, you holding up in Oceania. Nah, South America, give me that. 2 points of entry. easy peasy. Go for North America. That's my answer. So video game character. I want to be South
It's a
America
country.
from the
I love
online game Risk. Yeah, that's it.
I love that. That's amazing. I've never gotten that answer, and I probably will never get it again. So this is a 1 in a million answer. So kudos, Chris.
Oh man, yeah.
You did it.
Yeah, if you guys want to
Yeah.
play Risk, reach out to me. I've got it on my phone. I'll play.
Yeah. Hit up Chris. Hit up Chris on Risk. I don't. He
If
he
you want to
obviously
conquer the world,
don't have him pick. Yeah. Don't pick South America, or Chris will come to your house. You know, like.
we'll be stacking troops one after another. I'll take I'll take Argentina. You take Brazil, and we'll just back and forth, back and forth.
Wow. Oh my God. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's good.
A
There's
whole.
nothing like the male urge to move troops around a map, right?
Yeah, I can't speak on that. That is not my lane of business, but I respect your choice. I respect your choice to choose a whole country as your video game character. I just want to say
The
how
primal urge to
outrageous that
dominate the
is.
globe.
How outrageous it is, but how great of an answer. So
I
kudos to you,
appreciate
Chris.
it.
The
Thanks,
next
man.
question, I hope you don't answer this with a country, but is if you were to compile a dream tour lineup, including shower beers, who would be on this lineup?
Oh, it'd be like older. It would be probably Blink headlining.
Okay.
Throw All Time Low on there. Throw
Mm-hmm.
Bowling for Soup on there,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Boys in 4 Years Strong. And then we'll be there for the we'll be opening up for the ticket people getting the venue ready.
Nah,
But yeah,
nah.
that'd be that.
You're gonna
No,
get
that'd be
get a
sick.
show popping off. Yeah, I feel like everybody's gonna be like, "Listen, who's this opener band? I don't know who these guys are, but I love them."
Oh,
You know,
well, they'll know me because I'll finish the set and hop into the crowd because I gotta catch that show every night
that's
for
fair.
sure.
That's kind of that's kind of hard. I respect that immensely.
No, but that's easy, right? I like that. I like that neon pop punk. I like those guys. All Time Low always comes and plays at Pier 17 in the city, which is an awesome venue. So 4 Years Strong just came by. They played on a boat, and I missed it because I had previous plans, but it looked sick. It looked electric.
Yeah,
Good bands all around.
I love 4 Years Strong. They're like one of my favorite bands of all time. So anytime I have an opportunity to go see them, you know, your boy comes out and goes sees them.
Yeah.
So last time I saw them was The Enemy of the World 10 Year, which was like, oh, so stoked. It was such a great album. I love that album.
It's such a good album.
Chef's Kiss.
And I
All
like
their
their
stuff's great.
re-record too, dude.
The
That
re-record
re-record
was
is
good.
pretty good too.
Yeah, I didn't. So surprisingly, I never listened to the deluxe version of it. So I got to hear like the 3 deluxe songs, and they're all fire.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah,
that was
they're
like,
great.
so shout out to 4 Years Strong.
And I like what Alan Day's doing. Because he's producing now
Yes.
bands when they have time. So the guys in Weeded Man Parachutes went to Alan for their first EP, and I think they're tracking their second with him as well. The work he's doing is great. We work with Rob Freeman in New Jersey, and like,
Yeah,
I love it. I'll always go, but like, man, that'd be fun to go work with Alan as well.
there you go, Alan. Hit him up. Hit up Chris.
Yeah.
You got it.
Once you have time between touring and Christmas tree farms and cutting awesome records,
Yeah,
find time.
cutting trees and cutting records. You know, I got you.
Cutting trees, cutting records.
Next question for you, Chris. What is your favorite TV show, favorite movie?
Oh, okay. Favorite movie's easy. It's Surf's Up,
Ooh,
the animated
yeah.
surf documentary featuring Shia LaBeouf. I think it's probably one of the best comedies of all time, in my opinion. Shows, my shows are funny. I don't know. It's like, so I'll get flamed for this, but like, it's like Blue Mountain State, Children's Hospital,
nice.
Spartacus. I love Spartacus. Oh my god, I love that show. Children's Hospital,
Children's
Blue Mountain
Hospital's
State,
great. Yeah.
yeah, like stuff like that. So if it might have aired on Spike back in 2015, I probably liked it.
That's fair. I feel like, yeah, Children's Hospital is great. Anytime I'll see like a clip of that show up on like my Instagram feed or something like that, I'm just like, God, this show is so funny. So shout outs to Children's Hospital.
Dude, it's perfect. It's the breadth they had with that show was amazing. Like the range was so funny.
I feel like now I'm in the I think you should leave camp now. Like the cringe.
Everybody
like,
is. Yeah, it's
the
great.
like cringe shit. I'm all about it. I love that stuff. But Next question I have for you, Chris, is if you were trapped on a desert island for the next month and there was one album you could bring with you to listen to, what album would that be?
Oh, okay. So I'm not going to do like a greatest hits because that's a cop out, even
You
though
could do
we
whatever you
already
want.
said no. You know what it'd be? I think I'd have to be. I'd have to be meaty and it'd have to be unique. I think "Bad Out of Hell" one by
Oh,
Meatloaf.
wow. Okay.
I think
Interesting
no
choice.
skips. I
No
mean, what is it?
skips.
7, 8 songs, but no skips. Each song is a blast. Um, you're hitting every range of emotion. Like, yeah, I think that. And then if not, maybe "Enemy of the World."
Fair enough. Yeah. I feel like I feel like if you did a Meatloaf song, that'd be kind of wild to cover. Now that I
I
think about
would.
it.
So I do surround myself like a lot of my friends who work on the Shower Beers tracks, like my guitarist and my drummer, fantastic, super great musicians. But like I'd have to really call in some favors there, dude. I'd have to we have to get in a lot of really good folks. Could be fun, yeah. Rob would be so mad at me. You want to do an 8-minute song and none of the choruses can be copy pasted, like, dude.
That's true. Yeah. Oh man. Poor Rob. I'm giving Rob a lot more work. You know, I feel like that was. I feel like Rob is now like watching this and being like, "Fuck, man, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to do this
I
shit."
make fun of it a lot. I try to come into studio. It's a big thing for me. I try to come in so prepared, but like I could play a lot of instruments, but like I'm certainly not a master of anything. I think I strive or I thrive with the songwriting and the hooks and everything, whatever. So every now and then, like I get in the vocal booth and he'd be like flat, 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 or like I'll be picking something. He's like, dude, like please learn how to play guitar better. sorry, sorry, dude. My bad. There's a bass line in One More Shot under the ska. And I was like, do you want to just like cut the BPMs to halftime and just let me and let me walk this and speed it up? He's like, yeah, we're doing that. Like you listen back and you're like, wow, that's really clean. It's like, yeah,
You're like, wow, it's not because it's been slowed down and then
it's
sped up.
not, yeah,
Oh my
because
god.
I'm really good at bass.
Yeah, I'm so sick of bass. That's what I took away from it, honestly. But no,
Yeah,
I love when producers have that like playful banter of like, you know, like they know they're not getting under your skin or making pissed off, but it's just
no,
like but it's like enough to be like maybe I should like you know, maybe I should hit the note or maybe I should like try to press
he
forward.
was great. He was great at pushing me. He's such an awesome partner. And like you said, man, like this band, this outfit, the Shower Beers in itself, it's like we want to make good hooks, good songs at the end of the day. So like I don't have too much ego in it, you know. Like compared to your average person, like I'm probably a pretty good musician, but you know, you put me in a room with like some professional pros, they'd be like, this guy, what's this guy doing?
What's his band?
Oh yeah.
Shower Beers?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. You actually probably wouldn't be surprised at all. You'd be like, oh, this is actually
Uh,
exactly what I would think. No, but it's
I
good.
yeah, no, I think it's like I said, I think it's the proper amount of being like I know you're in a band and you take this seriously, but like also equally as much as just like I'm having a good time, I'm having fun. I want to let you
Yes.
know that I'm having fun and having a good time. So, I'm
Yeah.
hoping for some Shower Beers live shows, you know, since we
Yeah.
obviously Chris and I do not live too far away from each other, so I feel like
It'll
it's gonna happen.
happen. It's so this is the plan, right? Like so, and we could talk about this for sure, man. You were mentioning earlier, like I want people to come out to the shows. It's rough for some
Yes, it
bands.
is. Oh
It's
yeah.
rough for some people, dude. You like I'm watching videos of some of my boys, and they're out here in Bumblefuck, Pennsylvania or something, or I don't know,
Yeah.
wherever they're going, Rhode Island. And it's just like there's 10 people there. And I'm like, dude, like your music's good. I can't believe like you had to drive up there and your shit might get stolen and you might not recoup your gas. And it's just like it's such a grind. So when I started Chabris, I'm like, I'm not doing the show thing first. I want to get the content out there. I want to get the
Sure.
songs out so people know that it's worth going to. So now we're at that point. Like bands are reaching out, fans are reaching out, folks are reaching out. Like, yo, like do you need a bassist? Like I'm down. So that is the logical next step, which I'm really excited to begin. So
That's awesome.
Big things coming, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say that is the trope of every band. I'm
Yeah.
still surprised not a single band has made a shirt that just says "Big Things Coming" on it, and then just has their band logo on it or whatever. I feel like that's got to be it.
Like a yeah, like, I'll steal it, but obviously I'm going to put a big
I'll
wag
steal
on it
it.
too.
I'm just handing out free shit here, Chris. You know,
No, dude,
that's my job.
we'll raise money for the oceans.
There you
Every
go.
shirt we sell, we'll go to the beaches. How about that?
Yeah.
There we go.
I mean, hey, whatever. Even if you sold it for profit, I wouldn't be hating. You know, I would respect it. I would just be like, hey, listen, look, he took my idea and he rolled with it, and I respect that. You know,
We created
I wouldn't
something.
be
That's
pissed
all
off.
you can ask.
I wouldn't be pissed off because I already know where it's coming from. I can just check my interview I did with you and be like, listen, Chris, I got you logged. I got you
But
in a stranglehold right now. You know, like
yeah, man. If we get to the point that the profit share is like meaningful, that's a champagne problem, isn't it, brother? Like,
that is a
that's
champagne
okay.
problem. Yeah,
That's the
but
champagne problem.
I wouldn't come after you, Chris. My scouts honor would not come after you. I'd
No,
just be like,
we're
I'll give you
charitable,
the
baby.
I'll give you the freebie. I'll give you the freebies.
I
You
love it.
know,
That's
but
so funny.
the last thing I have for you, Chris, is I think we kind of related a little bit, but you know, I wanted to know what makes you passionate about making music. You know, as you mentioned before, you had started this project in COVID, and now you're like
Hmm.
doing it, and you're on to your second EP and like
Yeah.
third EP, you know, coming up really soon. Like, why did you kind of come back to it after having that time being in groups when you're in high school, and now you're doing it now and trying to bring it out to the masses now.
Yeah. I think that it's I think that it's a really important thing for people to feel fulfilled,
Mhm.
to have ownership over something. It's in our nature as people to create. Like that's the bottom line of it, isn't it? Like you create memories, you create your families. It's kind of hardwired into who we are and what we are as people to create stuff. Um, so you gravitate towards, I think, what makes the most sense. In this case, music was easy, right? So like
Mhm.
I'm checking that box. But I think everybody in their day to day to come home and go to bed and be like, yeah, like that was a good day. Like I lived that right. You need to check that box for creation. That could be like, I created a faster mile time today, or I created a nice dish of food, or I created a funny stand up set or something. Uh, but whatever it is, just making sure you hit that is the end goal. So yeah, I think that's why I do it. It's also nice being heard, I guess.
Sure.
Specifically
Yeah.
now, it's easier to chat with other people, but I think it's harder to feel like you've been heard with all the noise going on. So this cuts through in a way. So that's a bit more selfish, I think. But yeah, just you got to create. If you're not feeling happy, think about like, did I create something? If not, there you go. Figure that out.
Yeah. I also feel like it gives you an outlet to do what you like. That's kind of like
Mhm.
the necessity of why I did this was like I didn't know how to talk to people, and now I can't shut the fuck up. So I
There you
now
go.
now I have the inverse problem. So uh,
It's a champagne problem,
it's
isn't
a
it? It
champagne
happened
problem.
too.
Listen, well, the day that I learn to shut the hell up is the day that the channel stops. So we'll probably never end. But it's been very exciting to see what Shower Beers has done so far, and I'm very excited to see what is coming next. The big echelon of big things coming,
Hmm.
but I do genuinely think big things are coming. So I
It's
don't
gonna
feel
be
like.
good.
I think it's going to be a good up and coming year, 2024. And Chris, tell them where they can find Shower Beers at, what you have coming up,
Oh
and
man,
anything else you'd like
hit
to
us
plug.
up. It's Spotify. Find us on Spotify. Shower Beers. Hit us up on IG. Shower Beers Music. I think it's TikTok too.
Woo!
Where the DMs are open. I'll respond to anything. Send me your feed pic. I don't care, man. I'll judge you. I'll give you a rating. Um, but yeah, no, I think the next song's dropping end of January, early Feb. It'll be
Oh,
with I have to tell, they don't know this yet, but we're at the end of the episode, right? So we made this
yeah.
far. So I gotta tell Maggie that that's what I'm thinking from glimmers. But it's a good one. Like we spent all this time talking about how fun and lighthearted Shower Breeze is, but this song is clearly the most serious we've made. It's a total departure from anything we've put out before.
Oh,
I think it's got the best chorus on the EP. It's an absolute heater, and it's going to be really interesting to see what people think about this. And then we'll be back to your regularly scheduled
regular
program.
schedule.
But this one's going to be good. This one's
So
going to be a lot of fun to drop.
Yeah, I feel like it's like, it's like taking the rest stop, off the highway, like you get a little detour, you get a little, you get a little time off, and then we'll be back
Yeah.
on the highway again.
I just got to hit you with a nice, loving left hook before I keep going back with the right, Like keep them guessing, keep them surprised.
You're gonna keep me guessing. I'm very excited. Maggie is extremely talented, so super stoked for that. Again, want to give a shout out to Tyler from Don't Blink Media. Big salutes to him for getting this set up, and very very excited to hear what Shower Beers has coming up next. If you are excited like I am, you can check the links in the description. Go give Chris's work a follow. Listen, I don't need to scream into the microphone anymore because I do that enough, but like you should go follow Chris's stuff. Go give him a follow on TikTok. Go give him a follow on Spotify. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel if he has that. I should go do that because I haven't done that yet, but I'm gonna do it right now. As well as that, go check out the newest song, "One More Shot," featuring So So. Very excited. It is a heater, and I again was the perfect first track to listen to give you the shower beers, like the shower beers recommendation. I feel like that is the one to go
The
for.
baptism.
The
It's the
baptism.
baptism.
Yeah, you're getting baptized in some beer. So go do it up. If you
Uh,
enjoyed this interview, share, like, and subscribe. It does go a long way. I am well on my way to 4,000 subscribers. So if you want to continue
oh
that
hell
journey,
yeah! Let's push this.
that'd be great. So if you could hit that subscribe button, that'd be awesome. And again, huge thanks to Chris for coming on. I'm hoping I get to see you in person soon.
Yeah, bro, I'm around. Thank you so much, dude. Like this has been a lot of fun. Audio addiction. It's just it's here, and eventually it's taking over the world. But you got to start with South America. That's for sure.
South I love